Good morning
Morning.
and good evening. How are you?
Fine. Thank you. And you?
I'm phenomenal. There's a word for you. Phenomenal. Okay. All right. So good morning. Thanks for being here today. What we're going to talk about are some more occupations, some words, and then just some simple English sentences, conversation. Uh, ba 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 ba. Okay, so we have let me ask, we're using another camera, and if you could just send us a note to say that the camera's good, clear, you're getting a clear signal, and the microphone and the sound is clear. So let us know. We're working on our audio and video now, trying different things. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so Reese is going to start with these occupations. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Chef Booker.
Okay.
Chef.
E, and A.
Chief.
Uh-huh.
Chief Baker.
Good. Those are the vowel sounds.
Chief Baker.
Okay. What's the next one?
Barber.
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 Stressed on the front. Barber.
Barber.
Okay. What's the next one?
Housekeeper.
Yeah, this is a combination word. Okay, it's just squeezed together. Okay.
Housekeeper.
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 Mm-hmm. Okay.
Coach.
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 Pharmacist.
Great. Pharmacist.
Pharmacist.
Pharmacist. Okay.
Pharmacist.
Okay, let me just go over them one more time. Okay, chief baker or head baker. Barber. Housekeeper. Coach. Pharmacist. Okay, these are all important occupations. Okay, so now we're going to have a conversation. You want me to do it again? Okay, all right. So let's go over these again. All right, from the back. Pharmacist. Go ahead.
Pharmacist.
Okay. Coach.
Coach.
Okay. Housekeeper.
Housekeeper.
Barber.
Barber.
Chief baker.
Chief baker.
Okay.
One more time.
Okay. Chief baker. Barber. Housekeeper. Coach. Pharmacist. Okay. Let's okay, one more time. Okay. Chief baker.
Chief baker.
Chief baker. Barber. Housekeeper. Coach. Pharmacist. Okay. And they have the stress marks on them. Okay. Pharmacist, coach, chief baker, barber, housekeeper. Okay. Stressing the syllables there. Okay. All right. So let's do some sentences now. Let's have a conversation. Okay. So Reese is going to go first.
Honey, I passed my test.
Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it?
Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.? Well, okay. Okay, I'll give you some suggestions. For example, companies want to know who they're hiring, like your hobbies and interests. They want to know they want to know who they're hiring. They want to know about your hobbies and interests. Okay. They want to know who they're hiring, like your, okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. You know what? Let's change this. I'm going to change this. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. Who they're hiring. Okay. Who they're hiring. Uh, uh, uh,
Do you need any help?
no. Yeah. Go ahead. Just write and. Okay. I'm left-handed, so I'm over here. So and your hobbies and interests. Yeah. It just the sentence doesn't flow right. So okay. So for example, companies want to know who they're hiring and your hobbies and interests. So we just made it a bigger sentence. Okay. It flowed
And
not and. You're hiring and your hobbies and interests. Yeah. If you can't, this has to be here, hobbies and interests. Okay. They want to know who they're hiring and they want to know about your, instead of making it a longer sentence, they want to know, if I want to say this and make it a big sentence, I'm going to say, companies want to know who they're hiring and more about your hobbies and interests. Okay. So you can do it any number of ways. Okay. All right. So let's do the sentences again. Okay. So go ahead.
Honey, I passed my test.
Honey, I passed my test.
Honey, I passed my test.
Okay. Go ahead.
Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it?
Okay. Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it? Okay.
Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. or 8 o'clock. Okay. 8 a.m. Okay.
Okay, I'll give you some
Suggestions. Plural.
suggestions.
Okay.
For example, companies want to know who they're hiring and your habits and
Hobbies.
interests.
Interests. Okay. Okay, I'll give you some suggestions. For example, companies want to know who they're hiring and your hobbies and interests and more about you. They want to know more about you, what kind of a person you are. Okay. All right. So let's go over the whole board again. Okay. So chief baker. Chief baker. Barber. Barber. Housekeeper. Housekeeper. Coach. Coach. Pharmacist. Pharmacist. Okay. And now some sentences. I'll say them once slowly, pause, and then say it quickly in conversation. Okay. Honey, I passed my test. Honey, I passed my test. Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it? Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it? When is it? Okay. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Okay, I'll give you some suggestions. For example, companies want to know who they're hiring and your hobbies and interests. Okay, I'll give you some suggestions. For example, companies want to know who they're hiring and your hobbies and interests. It's a mouthful.
This is your interview experience.
Yeah. Okay. So there's many other. They can in a job interview they can ask you just about anything within the law. Some things they can't. Okay. So some questions are against the law.
If you pass the test,
but they're supposed to know that, huh?
If you pass your test,
okay,
you need to ready.
Okay. So if you have an interview, another important thing, within 24 to 48 hours, always send a thank you email or a hand letter. Okay, it has to be usually the same day or within 24 to no later than 48 hours. It's really important. So during your interview, make sure if you're talking to someone important in a company, get their email address. Okay, so you can send them a thank you email. Thanks for the interview. Hi, great to meet you. I enjoyed speaking with you about baking muffins. I love to bake. I know I'd be a great employee and would add value to your company. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that's just another tip. Okay. All right. So let's go over the board again. All right. So chief baker.
Chief baker.
Okay. Barber.
Barber.
Housekeeper.
Housekeeper.
Coach.
Coach.
Pharmacist.
Pharmacist.
Honey, I passed my test.
Honey, I passed my test.
What test? No. Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it?
Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it?
Yeah, good. Okay, so tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Yeah. You can even just say 8. If you say morning, you usually don't have to say a.m. Okay?
Tomorrow morning at 8.
Tomorrow morning at 8.
Tomorrow morning at 8.
Right, okay. Okay, I'll give you some suggestions.
Okay, I'll give you some suggestions.
For example, companies want to know who they're hiring.
Companies want to know who is hiring.
Who they are.
Who they are hiring.
And your hobbies and interests.
And your hobbies and interests.
Okay, so what I did was I paused at between the prepositional phrases. Okay, so let me do that again. Okay, I'll give you some suggestions. All right, so for example, companies want to know who they're hiring and your hobbies and interests. For example, or just let's start here. Companies want to know who they're hiring and your hobbies and interests.
I'll give you some suggestions.
I'll give you some suggestions. Okay, right.
I'm a manager. I'll give you some suggestions.
Right, okay. So we have a comment here. I don't know what it is. Take a look.
Okay.
It might be a statement or it could be a question. I just want to make sure somebody's not asking a question.
No, just so hello.
Okay, hi. How are you? Okay, so let's just go over this again for those of you joining us now. Okay, so I'll just go over the occupations. These are all important. No matter how small the occupation, it can be very important. So chief baker, or just a baker.
Chief baker.
Chief baker or head baker. Okay.
Chief baker.
Okay. Barber.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I just go interview in the haircut.
Yeah.
So this haircut is chief barber.
Chief bar. We don't know. Yeah, it could be the owner. If it's a small company, you could be You could meet the owner, the person who owns.
Just use is chief barber.
Chief barber, chief or head barber, head baker.
Chief
head coach. Head coach. Yeah.
Chief
Head
coach.
pharmacist,
Okay.
right. Okay. Supervisor, okay. Manager, managing pharmacist. Okay.
Go ahead.
Bakers usually don't manage. Okay. All right. So let's go again. Chief baker, barber, housekeeper, coach, pharmacist. Honey, I passed my test. Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it? Okay. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Okay, I'll give you some suggestions. For example, companies want to know who they're hiring and your hobbies and interests.
I follow you.
Okay, so let's do the sentences again. Okay, so, honey, I passed my test.
Honey, I passed my test.
Good. Wow, great.
Wow, great.
You need to prepare for your interview.
You need to prepare for your interview.
When is it?
When is it?
When is it?
When is it?
Okay. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you some suggestions.
Okay, I'll give you some suggestions.
Okay, good. For example, companies want to know.
For example, companies want to know
Who they're hiring.
who they're hiring
And your hobbies and interests.
and your hobbies and interests.
Good. Okay. All right. You want to just take it by yourself? Go over the sentences again?
Me?
Yep, you.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Okay.
Honey, I passed my test.
Good.
Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it? Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Yeah, good.
Okay, I'll give you some suggestions. For example, companies want to know who they're hiring and your habits and interests.
Couldn't ask for anything better. Okay, wonderful. Okay. All right, so I'm going to make one more pass on this. Okay. All right, so chief baker. Chief baker. Okay. Barber. Housekeeper. Coach. Pharmacist. And here's some sentences. Okay. Honey, I passed my test. Wow, great. You need to prepare for your interview. When is it? Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Okay, I'll give you some suggestions. For example, companies want to know who they're hiring and your hobbies and interests. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so I hope you're going to practice your English pronunciation. You learned a little bit today and about job interviews. They're generally the same all over the world, but in America, sometimes they follow you have to follow the certain laws, okay, on questions they want to ask you. So tomorrow, we're going to have the interview, the job interview. So Reese is going to interview at the bakery. Okay, she's going to talk to the bosses there. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for
Questions?
tuning. Yeah, if you have any questions, please don't forget just to let us know.
No.
Well, we have another comment here. Is this a comment or a question? The second line.
I don't see.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no worries. Okay.
Have a question?
Yeah, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask while we're here. Okay. I'll give you a minute. Okay. Chief baker,
I don't
barber, yeah, no questions. Okay. Housekeeper, coach, pharmacist. Okay. All right. Yeah, no worries. If you have any, you can ask the questions about today's lesson tomorrow, even if you want. Okay. So have a great day. Please stay safe, take it slow, and we'll see you next time. Okay. For the interview.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Where is? Huh?
Okay. You want me to do it?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.